Good morning! I was reminded recently in the comments about the if only game. You know, when you sit in the bar after the round, you look at your card and if only you hadn't have done X, Y and Z, then today's round would have been the best round of the year. Let's go and find some if onlys and see if we can avoid them.
I'll tell you one thing, the number of balls I've seen go down the road here on the right, this is our very first if only moment. So why don't we just try a 5-wood? I always believe in getting on the first hole safely is more important than how far you hit it. Now I could have a pop at this with a hybrid or a long iron, but why bother? I can put it in the fairway with a 9-iron. Now 76 slightly uphill and into a little breeze is perhaps a bit of a stretch for a sand wedge. Yes. So we can generate our own if only moments quite easily. Thank goodness I got a little bit of a short game.
This second hole is a dogleg left, so for most of us right-handers, the right-hand side is absolutely loaded with if-onlys.
Now the third tee shot here doesn't really have an if only moment unless you're a big slicer. There's plenty of room down the right. I've overcooked the fade. Now this looks very dodgy, but it actually isn't, because those trees stop there. There's plenty of room beyond them. So just nipping over the corner towards the flag is not a risk. I don't have to worry about it too much. Oh boy. So how we avoid the if only moment here is by concentrating on the line, picking a small target, aim small, miss small, and then focusing in on what you want to do, and then you avoid that 3-putt.
The fourth. This hole has got more if-onlys than walking into a brothel with no money in your pocket. So I would say 4 hybrid, but they're both in the pro shop having their grips replaced, so I'm going to go with my old 3 hybrid.
Well, to list all of the things you should avoid down here to avoid the if only moment would take the rest of the evening really. But I've seen an awful lot of people hit driver, and I've pulled an awful lot of balls out of that pond on the right. So I know there's got to be some who sat in the bar at the end of the round going, well, if only I hadn't have sliced off the 4th, this could have been a good round. Yeah, that's a little better. I never mind being a little bit short. It certainly beats 4 or 5 feet past. And number 5 doesn't really have an if-only thing. It's a difficult hole. It's over 200 yards from the back tee, playing uphill.
No.
You know, it's just a difficult hole. It's not. There aren't any real if-only moments here. But we can always make our own.
That was impressive.
Well, if you pull it in the trees on the left, it isn't too much of a problem. You can move the ball forward, you can get on in 3, you can make a bogey. The problem is missing it right
Chop and do.
and into the farmer's field. Yeah, I bet there's some players who've got 3 or 4 if-onlys already.
Sell the hybrid, it's staying in the bag.
You know, they say the ball goes to the last place you think of. Well, I was just thinking that the if-only place here is down the right, and that's exactly where I hit it.
Disgusting.
But from here, it's what you do with your half mistake. I mean, the big mistake is to the right of my golf bag. With a half mistake, it's all about concentration. And then getting, you know, just an ordinary bogey, because an ordinary bogey doesn't hurt you as a rule. It's the doubles. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's bonfire night and someone over the back of the house has spent a fortune. Now I'm going to drive it into the if-only place. Well, the if-only place is over the hedge into the farmer's field. This is near enough. And then it's a question of what do you do with it? I tell you, I've been here before. If this is ruining my voiceover, I'm going to go over there and kill him. So that was just an 8-iron back in play, and that's now a wedge onto the green. And now I will deliberately create an if-only moment. So the question I'll ask you is, do you take the flag out? And if you don't take the flag out, then please add up how many times something like this has happened to you this year. Well, let's create another if-only moment. The flag is way at the back, the ball's below my feet. This really is a poor choice. A little bit thin, out to the right, ball lost. We've got our if-only moment. So what should we do when we are stretching our ability? Well, let's play a club just short of the green. There you go. See how much easier that is with more loft in your hand. I mean, yeah, we're 30, 35 yards away, but we can just pull a little 9-iron here, chip and run it. And if we play the hole sensibly, we've still got that par opportunity. And if we go and take on a shot that's beyond our abilities, well, it's finished up in the bracken there on the left.
Little bit of if only going on there. So on 8, take the flag out. Then you don't hit the flag and miss the hole. When you're a long way back like that and it's a bit of a stretch, then play sensibly. Then you won't have If only when you get in the bar. Hard 9 done, easy 9 to come. I'm not playing great, to be honest, but we'll see.
It's a bit strange this round actually, because I have been on occasion trying to deliberately hit a bad shot. And sometimes I don't have to try too hard to hit a bad shot. This tree isn't an issue. Kind of like jumped out of that line. So we've got another if only moment. And that's putting downhill from the fringe. And even if you're careful, it can get away from you. So the way you avoid the if only again is through simple concentration and application. Well, now we got a flag way at the back, so we might as well leave it alone. We don't want to go over the back. And then I promptly flush it just past pin high. So it's a good job I wasn't actually trying to go for a back flag, which would say an 8-iron, otherwise I would be down the bank and if only. Well, number 12 is a bit like number 4 over my left shoulder. It's just narrow. Pitching wood. That went 400 yards, 300 of it straight up. And missing right here is most definitely a no-no. But I've had an awful lot of trouble getting my second shot up to this green. And again, I'm short, hit the bank, come down to the bottom. And I don't know why. One of those things that happens. Well, with a yawning bunker in front, if only is short. No shot tracer, and with that in mind, I actually clubbed up to a 6-iron, especially as I'd hit the previous shot so poor, and I most certainly didn't need a 6-iron. It was far too long. So, if only I had trusted myself to hit the 7-iron into the heart of the green and 2-putted rather than chasing a back flag. Well, the issue here is the right side of the fairway, if only you could see it. I think if I owned this place, I'd be calling in a tree shirt surgeon and taking 20 yards off the top of that lot so people actually see where they're going. Yeah, if only they could borrow a saw, or just give me a set of ladders and a saw, I'll do it for them.
Right then, that's that. Yeah, not a good knock. I've been really struggling. I don't know what it is with this sky today, but I've got a blinding headache and I just can't play anymore. Back is stiff. I can't wait to get to Thailand and get in the warm and go and get some treatment. I had a look here and I don't have the spare cash for it, but at least out there it's affordable. How much is it? It's about about £6.50 plus a tip of £2, you know. Over here, you move the decimal point to find out how much it costs here. Right, 15, which I was looking forward to playing, but is still closed. There's a ditch that runs all the way down from the 13th, all the way down the right-hand side of 14. It goes behind the 16th tee and then wraps around the back of the 15th green. And when we had all that rain a few weeks back, the road outside of the golf course got undermined, collapsed, kind of blocked the ditch, and then it just filled up all of that out there and covered it all in silt. The greenkeepers have done a great job. Just the bunkers to sort out now, and I think it's going to be open in about 3 days. But I am lost with my golf swing. Yeah, I just don't know what I'm going to do. You've seen, except for 2 rounds, you've seen every round of golf I have played since I got back from Thailand last November, or beginning of December it was. I think about the 2nd or 3rd of December, I think it was. I can't remember. So I'll actually put up a number to show you how many rounds of golf I've played this year, but I would normally play between 100 and 110. And it's just killed my game. I'm having to lean on the short game to get my handicap or 1 over handicap from the forward tees. From the competition tees, I don't stand a chance, so I wouldn't get anywhere near my handicap. So because the long game's rubbish, I can't shoot those 2 and 3 under my handicaps. Just sort of like clinging on with my fingernails. But if I'd actually played some competitions this year from the back tees, well, it would have been carnage, because I just don't have the long game. Well, I'm playing tomorrow, and we'll try again. Cheerio.
Well, it's 5 to 10 at night and the bastards are still going with their fireworks. Well, this hole is, if only. I've seen so many balls bouncing off the clubhouse. If only they'd taken something less than driver. There's the pro shop and the clubhouse and the outer bounds on the right. And then over on the left is instant lost ball. Yeah. I bet there's quite a few if onlys on this hole.
Somebody once asked me, how many times do you ever go to long putt before you get it in? I said, oh, I'm there for about an hour. There's 100 people back in the fairway waiting for me. Just the one, son. Just the one. Ta-ra.